What's going on, guys? It's Cliffy here. Today we are coming to you live from round 4 of the Big Bash League in Australia. Today taking on the Melbourne Renegades, looking to maintain our 100% record, our 100% winning start to the season. Played 3, won 3, and the Renegades, they're up there as well. I think they are 3-3 too. So after this game, we potentially are going to see a team stay unbeaten and see a team that picks up their first loss. However, there could be a tie, but that is very unlikely. But we can't count it out. It could possibly happen. But anyway, enough of that. As I said, we have picked up victories in our last 3 games. Last 2 games that you guys haven't seen. Had a very close game, I believe, in round 2. I think we won by 1 wicket in the end, and then we followed up with about a 30-run victory, in Game 3, and now heading into Game 4, looking to carry on that momentum. The Renegades, they got off to a pretty good start. We are coming towards the end of the power play, though, and 45 on the board, 2 for 45. You can't really complain too much about that. Pretty even at the moment, both ways. You know, you could say the bowlers have done their job. They've got rid of both openers. We've got 2 new batsmen at the crease. The batters, they've done their job as well. 45 on the board is a pretty decent start considering the pitches that we could potentially be playing on. But enough about that. I'm going to move on. 2 games that happened, not overnight, but happened last night, I believe. I'm not 100% sure if there were any games that happened Thursday night going into Friday. But on Wednesday night going into Thursday. Man, I'm just confusing myself at the moment. And I forgot to change my field too, and that is going to bring up a 4 for Alex Doolan. But the games that happened overnight, the first one, Australia-Sri Lanka, which is now tied at 1-1 the series. Sri Lanka coming back in Game 2, winning Game 2 quite comfortably too. They got up there, I think, in the end by about 80 runs. I think 282 is what they scored. Contributions from everyone. I think Matthews scored a few. Kasul Pereira scored quite a few. And I think Dinesh Chandimal had a few runs as well. So it was really spread around the runs there. The Australians just couldn't quite get there. They were, as I said, fell 80 runs short. One thing I do need to mention, James Faulkner, I believe, I haven't watched the game, I haven't watched the highlights, but from what I've read, James Faulkner did actually manage to pick up a hat-trick. So well done to him for, I guess, securing that piece of, you know, a historic piece of bowling. You know, one-day international hat-tricks or hat-tricks in general don't come around all the time. So to go and pick up one is a very, very good patch. And I am going to talk a little bit in depth once we've gone through how the Australian innings went, which I don't think it went very well at all. To fall 80 runs short, obviously, is quite demoralising for the Australians. But I think the problem that they have at the moment, when you look at their current lineup, is that I think personally, they are a bowler short. I think they've got their, well, I guess 4 frontline bowlers. You can't count James Faulkner in there, even though he is an all-rounder, playing at number 8. But once you get through those guys, like I think yesterday, Stark played, Faulkner played, I think Zampa and Lyon were the other 2 bowlers, so they made up the bottom 4. And then after that, there wasn't really anything. Like Travis Head, I think, bowled 4 overs, got absolutely taken to. I think Moises Henriques, who, you know, originally was an all-rounder, and I think domestically probably is still an all-rounder. But when it comes to that international level, I think he just struggles a little bit with the ball, more on the side for his batting. Travis Head's another guy. Personally, I don't think he should be bowling whatsoever. Again, I think he's a domestic bowler, a guy that possibly you turn to if you desperately need a wicket. But I don't think a guy who should bowl, I think he bowled 4 overs, went for over 40, so those are some big runs in the context of the game. And then I think Aaron Finch bowled some, I think he bowled about 3 or 4 overs as well. So they really are lacking, I think, that 5th bowler with the lineup they have at the moment. That is largely due to the fact that Mitchell Marsh is missing this one-day series. And I think if he is fit and well, I think Moises comes out and I think Mitchell Marsh comes in for him. Travis Head possibly moves up, or even Mitchell Marsh bats at 5, because that's what the Australian setup has said. They said long-term they would like Mitchell Marsh potentially to bat at 4, maybe 5. It just brings that good all, you know, that all-roundness to the team, and just balances the team out quite a lot. But that's what I think anyway. I think they are just missing a little bit of a trick when it comes to that 5th player, and that's why I think they conceded so many against the Sri Lankan tide, 282, and as I said, only getting about 202 in the end. The other game I am going to talk about is, well, I'm just going to have to do it real briefly now because we did go a little bit off topic with that Australia-Sri Lanka series, but that is England-Pakistan. Now this game was rain affected. I think, well, I know that England got there in the end on Duckworth-Lewis. I can't remember by how many. Jason Roy, I think, hit about 60, 70 odd to see his side home. And, you know, it just, I guess rain is one of those things that, you know, it really affects games, and it really does just change the concept of it, you know. I think England, the shorter the game gets, I think the better they do get. Obviously, we've seen that they were runners-up in the World T20 not too long ago. But it is always hard, and I think, you know, Pakistan did still go and put up a good fight, but I think their one-day side not as good as their test side, which has just become #1 in the test rankings. But I still, you know, they still didn't do too bad. I think they still scored a fairly decent total, put good pressure on the board, still have some good performers in that one-day side. It really is just about going and putting it all together, I guess, is the thing that you would say. And I think that's the same with Australia in the test series, recent test series against Sri Lanka. They just didn't quite put it all together, you know, in the same test. They had passages that they were very good. They had passages that they were very poor, especially with their batting. Lots of collapses in there that we won't go into too much detail. But 167 is what we're chasing down. We go wicketless, none for 26, which still isn't too bad. You know, we're going for just over 6 runs and over 6.5 to be precise. And we'll have to wait and see if we do get a chance to have a bat. Very possibly it could happen, because batting at number 6, remember, in this career mode, and as you can see, that's a fairly good record that we've got there. 38 innings, 756 runs with an average of 31, so a lot of not outs there. 62 needed off 53, so still a little bit of work to do, but we do have Dilshan down the other end. He is the set batsman. 58 off, no, don't take a run there, that's just stupid. 58 off 32, and hopefully we can go and just get some runs, because recently with the bat in this tournament we have been struggling. We haven't really had too much of an opportunity to play ourselves in and get ourselves set, but when we haven't really made the most of it. So hopefully we can go and do that here today, and that's perfect. If you want to just keep putting it on the pads, Nathan Remington, I'll continue to whip you away like that, and I will not complain, none the slightest. I will not complain whatsoever. Just keep putting it there. Oh, back at a point. Beautiful. Love it, and get Dilshan back on strike. So we're 5 off 3, and that there really is all I do have to talk about. I believe there are some test matches coming up. New Zealand, South Africa can't be too far away. I think that must be very soon. And I think apart from that, that's all in regards to test matches at the moment. I think West Indies, India, I'm not sure if they're playing a one-day series and a T20 series. I definitely know they're playing a T20 series, because I think it is actually going to be in the USA, which is quite cool for cricket over there. But not sure if they're doing a one-day series, so that must be coming up very soon. If not, it may have started already. I'm not 100% sure. Oh, that was risky. That was a risky cut shot. Probably shouldn't have played that one, but that is where our main run scoring options are coming from, is really those guides. I wouldn't call them a cut shot, wouldn't call it a ramp, but more those guides that head down to third man, and they have actually gone and put a man, I wouldn't say at fine leg, probably backwards square leg. My God, I just cannot get my fielding positions right today whatsoever. I just can't get anything going right at all. But 33 off 33. So we have lost Dilshan, but he has gone and done, he's done his bit, I guess you would say. He has ticked the score along nicely. He's left it so that we don't have 2 new batsmen at the crease. We have faced 8 balls. So obviously not new to the crease, but not... Oh, that's beautiful. That is beautiful, Cliff. Dissects the 2 fielders, and we will pick up 4. That is just what we need. 29 off 31, going at less than a run a ball, heading into the last 5 overs. We can't really do too much more than that, and we're just going to keep it there. Come back to the danger end, and we will quite comfortably pick up 2, and we'll take that. So 20 off 10, we're doing our bit, striking at 200 at the moment, and we just need the guys down the other end to contribute just a little bit as well. We saw the Renegades did have a good last 5 overs, considering where they were at. 5 for 122. They finished with 166 on the board, I believe. But I think Curtis Patterson has got us off to a fairly good start. And now all we have to do is really rummage it around. We got a very good over in that last over, I believe, and that has helped us out big time. Only 13 runs needed. We've got just under 4 overs left to go. Murali's been expensive today. And that, Cliffy, is just a stupid shot. Why do you do stupid stuff? Clearly drifting in, clearly on the pads. No point reviewing that. Could have possibly been going down leg. But really, that was just a shot that needed to be whipped away off the pads rather than tried to be run down to third man as we've done so well today. I think we still have done enough to keep this unbeaten record going as the boys, I was going to say touch gloves, but get the high five going on. As we can see, Sydney Thunder pick up the win by 3 wickets. It wasn't as convincing probably as we would have liked, but definitely a good performance nonetheless. We stay 4 from 4. The Renegades pick up their first loss, and I think it doesn't guarantee us a semi-final place, but it puts us in very good stead going into the last 3 games. But anyway, guys, I'm going to wrap things up here. Do hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, please remember to leave a like. If you are new, please do subscribe. Make sure you check out my Facebook and Twitter. Links to that can be found down below in the description. Hope you're having a good week so far. Make sure you tune in, not tomorrow, but on Sunday for Cliffy's Champions League. I believe we're into week 6 now, so things really starting to heat up. Make sure you do not miss that.